What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and it's Michael. Welcome back to All Day Unpacked. Much like
It's football season.
All Day, we are not dead. We're still kicking.
Yeah.
Still going here.
Yep.
So, yeah. How you been, man?
Better than OTM.
Yeah, we got to pour a little bit out for the homies over at well, not really, actually. So, let's talk real quick about that. So, On the Moment is gone. So, RIP the site, because really that was like what we all used. But it sounds like what happened was the lead developer at On the Moment got hired by Dapper to come in and like make their product better. So probably good for the product in the long run. But man, what a kick in the balls for collectors and such, because it's like you can't see anything now. It's like every time I try to think about like, oh, I want to check this, it's like I'm flying blind. So
but I mean they're gonna basically recreate it on the All Day site. It's just a matter of time.
But
they're
it's
going
to take a lot of time, because they're going to do Top Shot first, and then it'll trickle down to All Day. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to remember what's left in packs. It's hard to know like what's like what things are selling for. You can't see like snipes and stuff. So it's I miss it. I do miss On the Moment. Although I will say this, it saved me some money. I probably haven't bought, like the moment buying is gone down because I haven't had access to that tool. So I would say that if I was All Day, I would start getting some of those tools up. If I'm Dapper, I'm getting those tools up ASAP, because they help people spend money on the platform. So
true. Yeah. Well, hey, it's another good thing is you didn't invest in Jolly Jokers. So that would have
no, Jill's Jolly. Yeah, I mean, you have one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one too, and obviously those are worthless now. But
I mean, are they worth it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what they give you outside of the beautiful art that's on them. So,
I would think if I was NFL All Day, if they do anything, maybe they will like say, hey, if you've got one. I mean, wouldn't that kind of be the right thing to do?
No, not really. Here's the thing. Like the way I look at it is like
spend more money.
I mean, exactly.
They'll just create like a premium account.
Yeah, well, or whatever. But like, what I'll say is, what do we pay for those Jolly Jokers? Like, I don't know, $50 or $100.
Well, some people paid a lot of money.
I know they did, but I will say this: I feel like I can't speak for everybody else, but I can say that I got my money's worth from that Jolly Joker from using OTM for all the time that I used OTM. I got my money's worth out of it. So
got it. Okay.
In fact, I got just paid back because I won some money in the fantasy league, and it paid for my Jolly Joker. So I'm not gonna sit here and bemoan that. So
I'm not gonna cry about it, but I would just say I think it would be the right thing to do is like if they create like a premium account that you'd have to buy something like a Jolly Joker. I think the right thing to do would be to if you upgrade software and you got an older version, they give you a discount or give it to you at like a lesser
like
fee.
A cross grade everybody's going to get these tools though. No one's going to have to pay extra for the tools. I think they're just going to make these.
Are
tools.
You sure?
Yeah.
I would think maybe they'd create think about I think they're going to go like premium. Like if you want a premium account, then you just basically they're going to do what OTM did and just what if they created a monthly subscription?
I hear you, but here's the thing. Why, if you make those tools free, then everybody uses them and buys more of your product. So I don't think so, but you know what? Okay. Crazier shit's happened on this platform. So
I mean, here's the thing. Do you make more off subscriptions from, X amount of people using it, or do you make more because they spend more? I mean, I guess they'll probably run the numbers and figure it out, but I mean, that would be a huge turnoff for me if they tried to create like a subscription. Now, if they had like a one-time fee, okay, maybe I can get with that. But if they try to make it like a monthly,
maybe if they did like a subscription and you got packs with it or something, like if you got something with it, that would be interesting. Kind of like they do with some of these other games where it's like you pay a monthly fee and then you get extra packs or something like that. But
yeah, I don't know.
Either way, I don't think that's going to happen. So,
okay. Well, we'll move on from that, and we'll come back to it
for
later.
Sure. So we've obviously been off for a bit just because it's been the off season. There has been a lot going on, but some things are starting to roll out. So, recently we've seen a few new things added. We saw not only did we see kind of I guess the only thing we've seen so far that's concrete is the buyback account. So. All Day is like, so following the footsteps of Top Shot, there's an account now where All Day will go out and they're buying, as we speak tonight, like they've been buying a number of legendaries, the low ask price of the legendaries, some rares as well.
Okay.
But like, I think it went out and bought the Jamar Chase rookie revelation, which was a pretty, like, that wasn't a cheap moment. Like, that was a high dollar moment, and it went out and bought one of those. And so it's been buying up some of these lower, kind of these lower moments, or, kind of the floor. And these moments are then going to get packed up into things and, distributed. So that's pretty cool, I think, in the sense of it helps, kind of keep the floor up. It's basically the same thing. It was like, either you could burn them before, like, they would have competitions where you would burn for money, and now it looks like they're, doing this where it's like you can just have your moments out there for sale, and sometimes they get bought. So, what do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical on this because I feel like whoever they're buying at a low price, they're turning around, and when you buy a pack, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they're just buying low and selling high in a sense, because it's like you're going to pay a premium for a pack, and it's like now there'll be a legendary in there, and it's like if they're loading up on Zach Thomas, then there's going to be a lot of Zach Thomas distributed. So to me, it's kind of,
well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, they got to make money at it. I don't know the nuts and bolts of it, but I kind of wonder how that really plays out. It doesn't sound appealing to me. If you're getting lowballed and they're turning around and putting in packs, it's just like selling at a low price like that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So
yeah, it's not that you're selling at a low price. It's that they're just,
well, they're not buying moments up at high prices. They're not
buying the floor just like any other person would. Like if there's 10 moments listed and the series are all the same, you're not going to pay more for a you're going to buy the lower.
Well, are they buying the floor, or are they putting in low offers?
No, they're buying the floor.
Do you know that?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay.
There are purchases going through, and you can go out on All Day now and see the purchases that have gone through. It's not offers. They're buying the floor moments. So I like that. I like that because it's better than the low offers. It's starting. I think it will help encourage people. Maybe it'll start bringing the floor up a bit, just so, because people will think, well, maybe instead of having to accept this offer, I can just wait and see if it gets bought, on the floor. So
yeah, it'll
be interesting to see how it impacts everything.
Yeah.
But the thing it's going to lead into, the thing that it's not live yet, but it's on Top Shot, and I got to imagine it's coming All Day this season, is the auto buyback on packs. So Top Shot has this feature where if you go and let's say they're dropping $14 common packs, and it's a $14 packs, and there's most likely there's going to be 5 commons inside, and maybe it's like they do this a lot with the rookies. So the WNBA, for instance, there was a pack where it was $14, and you would buy it, and people were trying to hit Paige or whoever the new hot rookie is, and if you get that, great, because it's worth $100, let's say. But if you don't, let's say you just get all commons, and you don't like what you don't get any good serials or any players that you want or like. Right. You can just automatically hit this button where it says "Sell my pack back to Dapper for $9." So normally you get 5 commons like that. You aren't even getting $5 back out. If you take 5 commons in your collection that are just normal commons, you're not getting $5 for them. You're getting probably 20-30 cents on floaty, and the chance that they actually sell is really low. So the thing that's really appealing about this is that you can buy these packs, you don't like what you get, you sell it right back to Dapper.
Got it.
So
yeah, I wonder how that works as far as like I guess if they're just repackaging it up and then selling another pack, I guess.
Yeah, but the odds, right? Like, there's no surprise here. It's when when the packs drop, they tell you what the odds, they show you what's packed in them. So I feel like they're very transparent about that. Where, cardboard, it's like,
right, but
idea. Like this.
No, So you're right about that. I just wonder, as these packs get bought up, do you have do we have a count of because everybody's gunning for the good stuff. So as the good stuff gets bought up, can we see hey, these packs are becoming worthless?
Yeah, you can. So on Top Shot, yes, you can. On Top Shot, you can, like right now on Top Shot, when you're buying a pack, you can see what's left in the pack. So I can see if, how many, Victor Wembanyama's are left in this pack, or how many Caitlin Clarks are left in this pack. So when I'm buying that, that's something that I would assume is going to have to come to All Day for this to work. But yes, that feature exists on Top Shot right now. So
but doesn't so it doesn't exist for us though.
Yeah, we are definitely get the Goodwill handouts from the Top Shot website. It is just that's the site that drives this business right now, and All Day is the second. It's just All Day is second place. So
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I can live with that.
It is, and it is what it is, right? It's I still don't have any, I'm not gonna, we're gonna take what we get. So
yeah, okay.
So that's the next new feature that's kind of coming up that looks pretty interesting. I'll be curious to see if they use that with the rookies this year. So anyway, that brings us to the rookies, which we talked a little bit about because we've known for a while, but they're doing a little bit different. They did the draft packs, obviously, where there was 500 of the first rounders released and a bunch of the other second and third and fourth rounders. But the thing that they're doing this year with the rookies is that last year, remember, there was some rookies only had 1,500, some rookies had 2,500, some had 3,000. This year, every rookie 2,500 mint. So it doesn't matter if you're the number one overall pick or if you were Mr. Irrelevant. If you get a moment, if you get your rookie moment, it's going to be a mint count of 2,500.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm trying to remember. They did 1,500 of the big guys.
The top 10. Time? So the 10 that they picked that we got. So they picked their top 10, and they said, "Hey, these are going to be the 10 guys that are our guys." And then. They were
Brian Thomas Jr. was 2,500, right?
Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. was one of the ones. So, for instance, almost all of the guys who minted 1,500, most of them got an ultimate. A few didn't, and then guys like Brian Thomas Jr., Bucky Irving slid in and got their ultimate slots. So
yeah, I mean, I would say the 2,500 isn't bad. I think what's going to happen is on the when you start getting closer to Mr. Irrelevant with 2,500, I think it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, I'll say two things. One is I do like this because it makes it easier to kind of compare apples to apples and with prices. It was hard last year with Brian Thomas Jr. is a good example, right? Where he was a hot commodity, but there was more of him. So his price didn't really rise as much because there was an extra 1,000 of them floating around. The thing I like here is that it stays kind of even. The downside is that they did this first round, so every first rounder is going to get a moment, and there was a lot of O linemen, and there was kind of some guys in there that I feel like Will Campbell's and and I get it. I'm not again, Joe Alt was a great rookie last year, but Joe Alt's rookie moment is not a high demand moment versus whoever the receivers, the running backs, even D linemen get a little bit more love than the O line. So so I'll be a little bit kind of curious to see how I feel like there was a good number of O linemen in that first round. I want to say there was at least 5 or 6. So it's there's 5 or 6 linemen that are getting moments there in that 2,500 pack. So.
Yeah, let me just pitch an idea that I'm just thinking about here. It's I feel like sometimes it's I've talked about team moments in the past, and I know we'll talk about them here in a second. But what about just as they do that, as they implement more offensive linemen, because they're putting in a lot of rookies, so it's these names, every player is eventually now going to be out there, moving forward, because they're always going to do a rookie for everybody. And I just wonder if maybe they should start doing some type of team checklist where it's you got to get if you get everybody from your team, it gives you certain status or something like that, maybe a little incentive to pick up these rookies where if you've got I've talked about this before, but if you have the Chargers, let's say you got to get a Justin Herbert, you got to get some guys on the line, and they almost have a digital graphic, and you got to plug the guys in and fill it out, and when you fill it out, it gives you some type of I don't know, status, whatever, those trophies or whatever, but it maybe gives you not access, but maybe something, I don't know, something like a discount on, like, if they do Chargers packs or something to that effect, where again, people have again, like what you're saying with the linemen, what's the incentive to get those guys? There is no incentive to pick up the rookie linemen, so they need to build that in.
Yeah, and I think so to your first point, there that does exist, right? So under the collectibles tab, there's you can go in, and right now there's like, and I don't think it's laid out really well, so I think that definitely there's some room for improvement. But you can look at each year and see, like, you know, which teams, what moments do you have? Like, do you have any complete teams from that year? You know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that does exist and has been out there for a while. Again, I don't think it's implemented super well, but you know, it does. You know, it does do that, but that doesn't give. Whoa. That doesn't give...
Getting some notifications.
Yep. That doesn't give the, you know, the lineman any, you know, any value, in the sense of, like, Joe Alt right now is $1, right? So I don't know what he is on floaty. I'm guessing he's probably even less than $1. But it's like, again, that's a rookie moment. You know, in some of these rookie packs, people are paying, you know, a premium, you know, price for these, and you're going to wind up with $1 lineman. So...
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
But all right, we've waited long enough. Your wet dream could be potentially coming true.
Potentially?
Potentially, because we don't know for sure. But here's what we do know for sure. We know there's going to be a pick'em game this year on all day. Yeah, like a game where you pick the team that's going to win the game. Got it. Now,
okay. I guess maybe I was mistaken when I thought it was a league, not a game.
Oh, maybe it is a league. I don't know. I saw the tweet. Did it say league?
I don't know. I just saw Pick'em and I got excited.
Well, either way, the rumor is that you're going to use team moments for this, and so your dream of team moment utility may finally be coming true. I'm looking right now to see if it's a.
This is a layup.
Yeah, so it's a leaderboard. It's like a league, but it's like a leaderboard that you're going to climb and win prizes. So not only is there utility for your team moments, but you're going to be able to win stuff for having team moments. Dude, this is it. This is what you've been wanting.
I know.
Now,
I mean, this is yeah.
I'll be curious to see what they let you use. Like,
if they let you use player moments, they're dicks. I mean, they literally wanted to just walk out here and kick me in the nuts.
Well, and should they let? But so let's say they use team moments.
All right, let's hit it.
All team moments, just from 2024, just from like, or what? What's the?
Here's how you do it. Okay, you do a Commons League.
Yep.
You do a Rare League, and you do a Legendary League.
Okay.
So, like, the better prizes, it's kind of like, I mean, again, it's like another branch of playbook.
Right.
It's like, this is the thing that the NFL can do that the NBA can't do, because it's every week. It's like, you could do this with the NBA, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
Yeah.
So, again, it's like, there's playbook, and then there's the NFL pick'em, and it's like you're taking these team moments, and I'm telling you right now, it's like, you make some good prizes for that. And I mean, some of those legendary team moments right now, I don't know what they are. Maybe they're buying the floor up. I don't know. But I saw like some of those team moments are like dirt cheap. And I'm telling you, if they do like a pick'em league,
right?
And
but
it's
the,
like
the
if they
problem
did it,
is not every team has a legendary team moment.
I think they do now, don't they?
No.
Who doesn't have one?
I mean, probably half the NFL, the Browns, the Cowboys.
I know the Jets do. I mean,
the Jets do. I don't know every team off.
They just released. Remember when they did that new release recently?
Yeah, but that was all the playoff teams. So it's there's at least the Falcons don't. The Browns.
Okay,
don't,
there might be a couple
don't,
teams.
I don't know if the Giants do or not. I can't think of that. They may or may not.
But anyway, what about banner? Would banner moments count?
Well, banner year moments are.
Oh yeah, I guess they would be rare. Okay. My bad.
So So yeah, so I think what will happen is I think that, and again, I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know if it's going to be like a point spread type thing or if it's going to just be a straight up pick 'em. But maybe it's a straight up pick 'em. But if you have a legendary, it's like you get that team plus 2 points or plus 3 points or something. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, again, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, wouldn't it just be really easy just to release a team moment for the ones that they don't have and make a legendary? I mean, it's like that would be the easiest thing. Just be like boop, boop, and boop, and like there you go. There's like 5 teams that didn't have them, and now they do.
Yeah, maybe they do.
They love making.
I don't know.
They love making moments.
We'll see. We'll see how it happens. But nonetheless, even if we don't know the full details yet, I figured you had to be happy to hear that that was coming. So.
Yes, let's just say this. I've been down on NFL all day, and this got me off the couch.
Yeah. Well,
so
hopefully they implement it right so they don't kick you in the balls on this one.
I know. I mean, we've discussed some of this buyback pack stuff, and that does nothing for me. But again, it does something for some people.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I like the buyback pack stuff. I'll say that. Like it is. I'm not a huge Top Shot guy, but I have dabbled in it. I've got some Top Shot moments, but I will say that like I did this for a bit, and it's nice because you'll get some hits, and then you can sell them back for actually more than you paid. So you wind up kind of gaining some money, losing. It's one of those things where you kind of it's an interesting system. So
yeah, I just wonder like where do all the packs go when it's all like like at the end of the day, all these like shit packs, where do they go? Like they get sucked into this like place, and it's like if they said, "Hey, all the packs that like we burn them," I'd be like, "Whoa, okay, now that's cool."
I mean, I would assume
But
that eventually those moments get put into packs that are not auto buybackable, and then that's where those moments go to rest for eternity.
So there's just like they're just sitting on the shitbirds, and they're just like they're gonna drop them on you at some point. So it's like it's kind of like it's like happiness right now and then sadness on the back end.
So
it's kind
yes, and I agree with that. But the thing I like is that it gives them the ability to create a higher price point for the pack, and then give reward people with it will encourage buying. Like I've seen it on Top Shot. It is like it's gambler's delight, and so it's nice knowing that when you pay money for a pack that you're automatically going to get some back. Versus, just all of it.
Let me ask you a question. What if they had 5 common moments, and you knew they were going to be just whatever moments, right?
Yep.
And they were coming out for the new season.
Yep.
And they sold 5 moments for $2 in a pack or $1. Would you buy it?
I mean, I would buy it. Being a collector, I would buy it to just have the base set because I'm a collector.
Yeah.
And I'll like I have collected the common moments of the last few seasons. Just because I am a collector, right? Like I'm okay with that. Like I accrued them through packs or found them for 20 cents on floaty or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, so I would to a degree, but I wouldn't buy, dozens and dozens of them. I would buy, just a few.
Right. Got it.
And that's I think
I just I kind of wonder like if why do they even make them if they're just gonna if everybody's just gonna return them.
Because
I guess
because some people do want people like me, people like you who do want to collect a full series and have them. They're useful. I mean, they're especially useful in the sense that there are gonna be hopefully they redo the playbook like they did last year, and there's that there's the low end one where you can play commons. And then it makes sense to have them, right? And use those.
I mean, I guess yeah.
That's the way I see it. So,
yeah.
Again, it's just like any other collectible, right? If you collect, football, baseball, basketball cards in cardboard land, you get a bunch of filler looking for the hits.
Yeah.
Same thing with Pokemon. Yep. Same thing with Magic. Same with every card game. This is the hallmark of how they make money. If they just sold the premium cards, it's people want the chase. There is.
Oh, I understand the chase. I mean, I get it. Yeah, but I wonder I don't know. It feels like feels a little like, I mean, and again, like maybe that's what they're selling as the chase. Maybe I don't understand that. It feels like, to me, like it just feels like they're degrading their product when they're allow you to sell it back.
I mean, the product's degraded. They're selling the chase. That's what they're selling right now. So
yes, and it feels like it's a little bit like, I don't want to say it's like, desperate, but it just feels like it's a good way to make money.
Yeah,
because you're making $5 off every pack.
And
again, if some
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
You were just saying they make $5 off every pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it is a good way to make money. And I think what we've seen is that the market's kind of stabilized. So I feel like the last few years we've watched the market kind of, at the end of the year, the market drops, the market drops, the market drops. And what I've seen this year is I'm very like surprised. Like the market kind of held, and on top of that, a lot of the rookies and a lot of the like kind of the bigger moments from last year held. Like
some of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying all. I'm saying, but a good portion of them held like surprisingly well. So, I've been.
Which ones do you think held surprisingly well?
Like a lot of like the rookies, like the rookie legendaries. Like for instance, the like Bo Nix and the Brock Bowers and the Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Juniors and all those guys. Like if you go out and look right now, all of their all the low asks on their like legendaries and rares are above the average sale price. So
okay.
And what I think they did a good job of was they burnt a good, like especially the rares. The rares really got squeezed last year. I mean, there's some players out there where it was a 200 mint on the rares, and there's like half left, less than half, almost.
Yeah.
Like
I saw that. Yeah.
So there's some definite there's some scarcity out there if you want to have those sets, and so hopefully now what they do is get smart, and then as they do this year's rookies, they use some of last year's to kind of like goose the market there on the back end and get people excited about this year. So it's I feel like they've set themselves up pretty well. I think the market is in a good place. It's not crazy, but we did see Top Shot had a lot of success this last year. They brought in, especially like before, like right in the beginning of the year, right up to the playoff run, they seem to have brought in a bunch of I don't know if they brought in new people or old people who had been kind of set on the sidelines, but they seem to have really good numbers this last year, and so I'm hoping that we see some of that trickle into all day. Like, we'll see, but I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, are you excited about this season, or what do you think? Are you a buyer? Are you I mean, you guys have a really exciting rookie. Are you excited to get after him at all and collect Travis Hunters, or what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I'm a little bit more pessimistic than the average person right now. I think that I'm kind of a little beat down with the product, so I think that I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to see what happens, but as far as like I guess going in there and like buying stuff that it feels like like again like the Pick'em League is a huge like boost to see that like okay maybe we can start using things, but it's just like I feel like there's been kind of like there's just been a lot of like we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that, and it just never really happens. It just always seems like how do they make the next dollar, and I understand that they have to do that, but it just never, it feels like you're just kind of like waiting for something that's never gonna happen. So I guess for me, it's like, I guess I'm going into the season just kind of like peeking around the corner, kind of like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I'm not going to go out. I probably won't buy any packs at this point. I think I'm pretty much completely on the sideline in that respect.
Okay.
And just, we'll maybe pick a few things up here and there, but I have no desire to get any of like the new stuff just because, again, it never has any utility down the line. So to me, that's how I feel. How do you feel?
I mean, I think the new stuff always seems to have more utility. I mean, it feels like that's what they kind of do is the old stuff seems to lose the utility. I feel like that, hanging on.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but it's a short window is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. It's a 1 year window for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, I'm excited about it still. Like I like the product.
That's great.
Still. But I'm not. I'll be curious to see how they do pricing and such. That's something I'm a lot more cognizant of, like, going forward. It's not just blind buying of packs or whatever. It's like, for me, it's like looking and making sure that I'm getting good value out of what I'm putting into the what I'm paying and stuff. So how that'll all transpire will be interesting, I guess, in that sense. But it's like, I'll be curious to see how they, like, what they do this year versus how they did it last year with the rookies and stuff. So
I mean, it seemed like they did a good job with the rookies last year. I didn't really have any problem with that. It seemed like
I thought they did, but I thought they had a really exceptional rookie class last year. I don't know if the class this year, it doesn't. I mean, I think there's some great players in it. I just don't know if the class from top to bottom is as strong as last year. I feel like, there's so many people that came out last year, and it's like, I feel like there's guys that are like Marvin Harrison Jr., who kind of had a bum year last year. Not a bum year, but not a great year. Who, this year maybe he blows up, right? Like, it's so. I feel like there's a lot of talent in that class. I think it's going to be like, I think those moments, I feel like going forward will have some, like, we'll have some kind of staying power, some value and such. So.
Yes. No, I agree. I think that, like, last season they did have a lot of good rookies, and I think that this year's going to kind of be, I think if they just, like, I almost feel like they should have just been like, okay, this is kind of an exceptional class. We should have just rolled with this and come up with something different, because I feel like they're trying to recreate the magic, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, one thing I think that they, and I don't know if they're doing this for sure or not, but I haven't heard any talk about, like, guaranteed ultimates or anything. I like that they're just doing 2,500 of each rookie across the board. I'm fine with that. And then they're going to pick, like, the people who are performing and give them the rares, and then give them the legendaries, and then from there give them the ultimates. And that's the way they should be doing it, versus last year. I think they kind of painted themselves in some corners with picking the ultimates right off the bat. I didn't like that. Like, I feel like you don't have to have.
Well, yeah, and they learned from their mistakes.
Yeah, we didn't need 10 ultimates last year. I mean, we did, and I'm glad that we did, in the sense of, like, Caleb Williams probably wouldn't have had an ultimate if it wasn't for, the fact that they had to have 10 and that they kind of had already picked them. So, so it is the way it is. But this year, I hope they do it a little bit more, like, judiciously, in the sense of they wait and pick,
they will.
And again, we don't need 10, 5 would be good.
Well, I think and we talked about this probably like a year ago, is that, like, they needed more ultimates. They didn't, like, they weren't utilizing
to chase.
The ultimate.
Yeah.
I just, like, right. And again, I think the thing is, it's just like put out the amount of ultimates that are fit. If it seems like it warrants 10, then do 10. But if it doesn't warrant 10, then just don't do it. Like, if Travis Hunter seems like a good one, and person X, Y, and Z seems like the right one, then do 3. Yeah. But if you've got 10 players that are the guys, then do it.
Yeah.
I just like holding yourself to a certain amount or trying to make a certain amount of money sometimes just feels like so, it just devalues it. Yeah. So again, they still have value in the ultimate area, although I do see that some of the ultimates, now that there's more of them, are starting to go down a little bit in value.
Some of them are, for sure. There's some that are a lot
more attainable than they were. Yeah,
especially the historicals. Like, you look at, like, the Malcolm Butler one has always been pretty affordable, so things like that. But I think what we're seeing, though, is that they're starting to fall in the hands of collectors, and so 10 is, like, a good number for those, because there's that market can be supported by the bigger collectors and such.
You're talking about 10 of one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they shouldn't do 10 of 10s.
Yes, I agree. It's a lot. Like,
yeah.
It's there. That's something for a little bit more of a mature market. But I wanted to circle back to utility about one thing, which is really interesting, that you and I talked about this. Actually, we talked about doing this as, like, a side project, which was creating a game where you could use your historical moments to play, like, historical weeks of, like, fantasy football, basically. And apparently, so what I've heard through the grapevine is that Top Shot is doing that they're going to create that basically,
really?
for the legacy moments in Top Shot, which means that once they do that, it will come to All Day. So obviously we were on to something there. I'll be curious to see how they implement it, because I feel like we had some really interesting ideas about, like, how to like how to pull like certain, weeks and certain years and certain conferences and this and that. And so I hope that they utilize like some of that kind of play to it to like give it some really cool, interesting, like angles. But it sounds like that they may be, it sounds like they're pursuing that with Top Shot, and then hopefully, All Day gets it the year after or whatever. So that
sure.
made me
okay,
happy.
so we're ways out. Yeah,
it's something. What it does is it creates something to kind of keep year-round engagement, which I think is crucial. So
yeah, I still think like when they do the draft order, I still think that like take advantage of that one. Like some of these. Like the NFL, like they have the schedule that comes out. They need to find a way to kind of build that in somehow. Like make a game out of it or something to that effect.
They did a little
There's
bit.
too many.
Yeah.
Did they?
They did. I remember they did.
I
because
feel like
you
it's
had
just
to,
like
there
kind
was a thing where if you had, there was one thing where you could just lock one of every draft pick against something, but there was another thing too where it was like lock. There was predictions. Remember, you could predict with your draft pick moments. Like you could predict who's going to draft a tight end, who's going to do it. So they did do that last year. It wasn't big and huge or whatever, but they did allow for those draft moments to be kind of utilized to like. There's like tiers of winning, and if you got 5 right, you got some Pro Bowl packs, and if you got 8 right, you got some conference championship packs, and so on. And so it just kind of tiered up, and if you got them all right, I think it was. There's like it was like some premium packs or something. It was nice rewards up at the top. But I agree with you. It's like the more that they can do, kind of just like we talked about before. It's like there was, I think it was 2 years ago when they had like that playbook where you had to have the moments and stuff, and there were other things going on. And I remember there was an episode we did where it was like there was almost so much going on that it was just like hard to keep track of. And that to me is like a great feeling, right? When it's like. I know it sucks to be overwhelmed, but it's almost good because then it's like then it makes people focus on what they really want to be interested in versus right now there's only a couple things, and so everybody focuses on that, and the people who don't really like it just bitch about it the whole time, and rightfully so if it's not what they want. But
sure,
I liked when they were doing that kind of that rapid fire stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why I still go back to the Donald Driver one, but that was still like the one that I remember the most.
Yeah,
It was just like when they used to just pick like these random moments, and everybody would be like, "Oh shit, we got to get." I just, like thrill of the chase. It's like that was.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like, "Oh fuck, how many Donald Drivers do I got?" Like that's the dude. It's I don't know.
Yeah, well, and what was cool about that too is it's like if let's say you had 6 Donald Drivers, now you're selling them and making some good money off of them. So. That was like that I think the scalper people I think they missed the days of that kind of stuff because there's some fun in like it's almost like stock market, right? Like buying players that you're speculating on and making them needed versus like that happens with the rookies last year. Like there was that component with just the rookies, but what's nice is when it's like not just the rookies, when it's like everybody. And so
it's nice when you don't know who it's going to be. I feel like it's always like stockpile all these guys and pay a lot of money, and then but it's like when it's like it's Bubby Jenkins, and you're like, how many of those do I got? It's just like it just shows up on your doorstep. Yeah, that's when it's like then everybody's like rushing and they're checking, and it's like there's like kind of like I got him, or oh shit, I was gonna buy him and I didn't. It's like that's the feeling that I miss.
Yeah,
I feel like is no longer there. It's just more like we got all these packs going out. I want you to spend all your money and load up on these things, and then when you do that, then you can burn them off, and then maybe get this and maybe get that. It's just like boilerplate, signed out, ship it out. It's like we know what's coming.
Yeah,
I just can't get into that.
I agree. And I hope that they do it where, again, like you said, it's not just limited to this season's rookies or whatever. Like I like that. But like it'd be cool if they could make it so that it would involve bring some last year rookies, hell, bring some dynamic moments back into it or something. Just like kind of.
I got any.
One of the things that was cool was that it would be weird things all the time. Like 1 week it was launch codes, and 1 week it was this, and 1 week so like just make it the randomness made it kind of fun. So.
What if they had like an eliminator and you had to pull from different sets, and like play a player from like like launch codes, and you had to play somebody from like in like every week you could do an eliminator, but you had to pull from different sets or something.
Yeah.
Like something where it's like you had to have ball hawks, and you had to have this, and you had to have that.
Yeah.
And just again, I don't know, little strategy.
Yeah, no,
I know it's easy to sit here and dream it all up, but it's much harder to put it into practice. I get that, but
totally.
I think it's. I mean, like when I look at this season, my projection for this season is that this is the get your ass in gear season for them. Like they actually made, like, I feel like they stabilized last year. They did some good stuff. They stabilized. Now it's time to start like pushing the ball down the field.
Yep.
Like start making some noise, and don't get complacent and do what you just did last year. Now it's time to like move the ball down and go score. Like don't.
Well, right.
around.
Not just that, but build. Like build. Take what you did last year, repeat it, but now build on it and add some more, cool stuff. So.
Yeah. I mean, again, like the team pick'em thing. I mean, that should be easy.
Yeah.
That should be just easy. They should have been working on that probably like 6 months ago, and they should already have a few other things lined up. I'm expecting big
hopefully
things.
they were, and they do. So.
My expectations are extremely high for what they're going to do this year.
All right.
So, I hope they deliver on that, because it's like it's time.
Yeah. Well, as always, we will be here to guide everyone through the season and talk about how they do deliver. So, if you get a moment, drop something in the comments. Tell us what you're looking forward to this season, what you want to see, what you're hoping they add, and let's see if they can. Let's see if Dapper starts delivering on all day. All right.
Sounds good.
We're out.